What difference will an extra 10 million naira make in your life in 2025, by December 2025? Just think about it for a second. Will it help you to afford a better living condition? Will it help you to relocate? Maybe you have been planning to relocate to another part of the world. Will it help you to give your children a better education? Will it help you to buy that car or finally open that supermarket? Anything. Like, just think about it. Some of the goals you have. How far of that goal can you achieve with 10 million naira? The first thing I want you to know is it is possible. The second thing I want you to know is you deserve it. All right, so it's very possible and you deserve it. Don't think that the people that are making this money have two heads. They don't have two heads. In fact, there are people that have made 10 million naira this morning. But we are going to go step by step. Welcome once again to the latest landlord show with Israel Wafo here. And today we are going to be talking about a very important topic, which is the shortcuts that can help you make 10 million naira as a first-time investor in Nigeria in 2025. Just as I have said earlier, you need to accept that this thing is possible, guys. And the first point I will give to you to show you that it is possible is this money is in circulation. This money is in circulation. In fact, there's something that happened. There's a funny thing that happened the last 2 weeks, either last week or last 2 weeks, and that is that the president of Nigeria, President Tinubu, resubmitted the budget. And when I was checking why he did that, I realized that he added money to the budget. Like he added more money. So you see, the budget was like 49 trillion before. He moved it to 54 trillion. That is a whole lot of money. All right. Even if you want to make 0.0, if you tell yourself that, okay, out of all this plenty money, all these billions and trillions, you want to make only 0.00001% of it, I think that should be giving you up to 54 million. All right, that's 0.00001%. That's to tell you that the money is available. See, money is in circulation. It only changes location. All right, money can never go out of circulation, and that is why you see that as many people, many natives of Africa are trying to go out of Nigeria, are trying to travel out and maybe go to some other places. The natives of those places are coming here. The Chinese, you go to the international wing, they are coming in droves. The Indians, the Lebanese, all right, the Pakistanis, and why are they coming, right? Why are they coming if there is nothing here? That's to tell you that there is something here, guys. Something huge is here, all right? So you need to understand that this is possible for you, and it's happening as we speak. It's happening right now, and it's happening fast. And that is why one of the things that will help you to make a lot of progress in your financial journey is you have to have a sense of urgency. You have to have a sense of urgency. So straight to the shortcuts, all right? The first thing we are going to talk about is the asset mentality, all right? The asset against the liability mentality, not liability against asset mentality. So you realize that because of how many of us were trained, our childhood experiences, you realize that there is this desire for people to go for instant gratification. Because of the scarcity many people have suffered for a long time, you realize that immediately they make 2 million, they want to spend it on an iPhone. Immediately they make 5 million, they want to go and buy one Corolla. and they want to, and it's not necessarily bad. It's not a sin. After all, it is their money. But if you follow the way the rich guys play this game, if you have any very wealthy person around you and you are able to ask them questions, you realize that they didn't follow that path. They didn't follow that path. And they were asset minded. They were very interested in acquiring assets, even at the detriment of their comfort. They were ready to still remain in their one-room apartment. They were ready to still remain in their low bro neighborhoods. They were ready to keep wearing the clothes they were wearing 1 year ago. They were ready to still be taking public transport just to increase their leverage through the income they are making. All right, to increase their leverage through the income they are making. That means they were not spending this. Look, guys, you need to make some sacrifices if you want to build wealth. And one of that is you are not going to be spending like other people. Warren Buffett said, if you are spending more than you are earning, you have already failed. All right, financially, you have failed. But we see people doing that today. We see people doing that every day. You see people spending more than they earn, and you see that especially among civil servants. I've seen that mainly among many civil servants, because they want to maintain this middle class lifestyle. They are in competition with their colleagues in the office, and they are always among the bosses. They follow the bosses to events. They want to wear the best tuxedo. They want to wear the best Gucci, the best watches. But you realize that is a losing game, because in reality, these guys are in debt. These guys are just trying to stay above the water. And that's not supposed to be, guys. See, you should lose shame of lifestyle if you want to build the lifestyle that you desire. Let me say that again. You must lose the shame of a low lifestyle if you want to eventually live the lifestyle you desire. So don't buy that car this year. All right, don't move to the bigger house. I heard that, in fact, to rent duplexes now and to rent normal 3-bedroom majorly duplexes in the island, people are paying up to 10 million for a year. So people are paying 12 million, and some of the people doing this don't have any property anywhere. Guys, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. The person you are paying 10 million to per year for his duplex, he still owns the duplex. So the day you leave, he will bring another person. Imagine in 10 years, that person has 100 million from that one duplex. Let's say the person have 3 duplexes there. The person have 30 million. The person have 300 million in 10 years. You should be thinking of how to become that person. All right? And that is why I'm saying the first thing is you need to have the asset mindset. It's a mindset, guys. It's a mindset. You need to first of all understand the importance of building assets. Then you cultivate the mindset. That's when, if somebody say, oh, let's go on vacation in Dubai, let's just chill, you are going to calculate, okay, Dubai is going to cost you, let's say 7 million, 8 million, 10 million to do a 1 week vacation or 2 weeks vacation there. But that same 10 million can get you some plots of land in very promising areas in Nigeria, and in 5 years that 10 million will be worth 50 million. And in that 5 years, you can now go to Dubai with 10 million and you still have 40 million. The only thing you lost was the instant gratification, which you did not actually lose, because by that 5 years time, now why I say 50 million, is just, that should be the minimum, right? That 5 years time, you now have extra 40 million. You can use half of it to put into your business to increase your cash flow, and you can use the remaining 20 million to repeat what you did that gave you the 50 million. And in 10 years, you can have up to 150 million liquid. And so if you have 150 million naira liquid in 10 years time, and all you needed to do is to deny yourself from that vacation this year, isn't it worth it than to spend the 10 million on the vacation this year and come back and start afresh and start hustling the doing the mainland commute, or traveling all over Nigeria trying to meet up with your KPIs, and you make another money by December and you go for another vacation, and one day you just walk into the office, you greet everyone, you greet the HR, your buddies, you people hail a little bit, and you go to your desk, and the HR come and either calls you on your telephone, or someone just signals you, and you go to the HR's office, and she start telling you how good you are, telling you your good qualities, reminding you of the future, and telling you how great you have been, tell you the importance of what you have done in the company, and then now tells you that because of ABC, that your services will no more be needed. And in that instant, and in that few seconds, your mind goes bizarre, and you think you are dreaming, but you are not. And you receive the white envelope, and you already know what is inside. And as you are walking out of that office, reality dawns on you that you have lost your job. You see, this is what happens every day. And then you are going home, and you remember that you just blew 7 million, you just blew 10 million the last December, and you remember all you would have done instead of blowing that money with that money. So you realize that you are back to square one, guys. See, if you fail to plan, you have planned to fail. This life is only for the prepared people. The only people that will succeed this year 2025 are people that are prepared for it. And when people say opportunity comes but once, that quote is not complete. I think the right quote should be, some opportunities come but once, but many opportunities come every day. The opportunity to make money. Okay, if you can produce the cure for breast cancer now, if you can produce it now, won't you be rich? You will. The opportunity is there. All right. If you can produce a cheaper solution for electricity, which the solar guys are already doing, but you now find another way, let's say, to use ordinary water to power deep freezer, do you know how rich you will become? And you have a formula you use, and you sell it, and you patent it, and you begin to sell it. Do you know how many billion you will worth in like 1 year? That's what we're talking about, guys. So these opportunities are staring you at the face right now. That money is in your bank account right now, and you are waiting for 10% from the bank. But then what the bank does is they take this money and give to the billionaires that pays them 12% or 15%. Which bank will even give you 10%? No bank will give you 10% right now in savings accounts. I don't think so. If there is any bank, put it in the comment section. Put it there. Let me know that bank. I think the highest that I have seen is 6%. Most banks do 4% to 5%. The highest I think I've seen is 6% savings account. All right. So they are giving you 6%. They are collecting tax. They are collecting maintenance fee. They are collecting VAT. You know how many things they are collecting. Now you realize that at the end of their collection, what you actually got maybe 1% or 2%. That's the fact, guys. But whereas the banks take this money and give to the billionaires that are doing big volumes of they are doing big volumes of business, and these billionaires are paying them 15%, 13%, 17%, depending on the volume of the transaction. Let's use 15%. They are giving you 5%. They gave to the billionaires that are paying 15% interest. The banks have made 10% with your own money. And you that brought the money, the billionaires have executed their projects and maybe make 1,000%, 500%. You that gave them that money, you ended up with 2.5% or 2%. And you think you are smart. That's why they keep preaching to you guys, save, 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 save your money. Save, just save. They are not telling you to invest it. They don't shout invest your money. You will not hear banks tell you that. Any investment they are pushing you to do is also highly disadvantageous to you against what they are using that your money for. All right? That is why you should be asset inclined than liability inclined. Stop the liabilities. You will not die. Only a few years time and you would have grown the assets that will fund your liabilities. What is financial freedom? Financial freedom is simply using your income to acquire income producing assets. Take note of what I'm saying. Using your income, the income you are generating now from your business or from your job, using that income to be buying income generating assets. What are income generating assets? What is even assets? Let me not assume that everybody knows what an asset is. An asset is anything that brings more money to you. If your business is giving you profit of 100,000 every month, it is an asset. That business is an asset. If you have a truck that gives you a turnover, a lorry that gives you a turnover of worst come to worst, and you are lucky to have a good driver that is protecting your interest, and you are getting 500,000 per month from that truck is an asset. All right? Your car that you park at home and you use it just on Sundays to attend events is not an asset, it's a liability. Because what are liabilities? They are things that take money away from you. So you fuel that car, you maintain that car, you pay for security for that car, you put car tracker, all the things that make you use that car is taking money away from you. That car is not bringing money to you. All right, because you are not using it for commercial purposes. Now somebody will say, what if I use it and be going to work and they pay me salary? You can use public transport to that same work, and the cost of public transport will always be lower than that of using your private car. But then this is not for everybody. This analysis I'm making is for the people in the lower class. The rich, it is an asset to them. Or it is still a liability to the rich, but they have now acquired so much assets that is providing money to fund that liability. It's not the same thing with you that don't have those assets, and the money you would have used to be building assets, buying assets, acquiring assets, you are using to maintain your car. You are using it to pay service charge. So you are paying 10 million naira rent in Lekki or in Agungi or in Ibuefon, and you are paying service charge of 1.5 million every month. That's a total of how much you spend in a year on that house, on the way you are living. That's about that's close to 25 million naira, right? Or 23 million. That's what you are spending on where you are living. But you don't have shops where people are renting and they are paying you every month. You don't have that. You don't have a filling station somewhere. You don't have a hotel in a busy area. You don't have shortlets. Guy, you are playing the losing game. The day that income stops coming, you turn back to square one. You will move from that top ladder that you are, and you will see yourself on the ground, because you are going to start looking for another job. You are going to start bidding for another contract. All right. So you need to be asset minded. Make it a priority that so percent of your money must be used to acquire assets until the money that your asset is giving you can pay for all your liabilities, all your expenses. What do we mean? Take note. See, screenshot this, share this video right now. And if you are hearing some bars, please post it. I want to see it in the comment section. Put some likes, put some emojis, right? If you are learning something, put some emojis and be dropping your lines, the lines that are resonating with you, right? Screenshot this, post on your Instagram, post on your WhatsApp status, post on your Twitter, share it on your Facebook profile too, and tell your friends that, guys, you need to listen to this guy. Come and listen to wisdom, right? Because, guys, this is wisdom. It even busts my brain. You get? All right. So you need to acquire so much assets, and these assets will now be paying you money that is enough to pay for all your liabilities, to fund any car you want to drive. You can travel to any place you want to go to in this world. You can afford any kind of lifestyle, right? That is when you should. But do you know one thing I've realized? When you have this asset mentality, it doesn't stop. Even when you have become very rich. Haven't you noticed the wealthy? They are always making more investment in assets because it's now a habit. It's now a mindset. It's now a way of life. All right? So I want you to start doing that today. Start doing that today. Cut down all your expenses. Cut it down. Because that is what is, you are strangling your future. Your future is at risk because of how you are spending today. Your vacation has been shifted from Dubai to Bayelsa because of how you are spending today. The school your children are going to attend have shifted from King's College or British High School in the island. It's shifting down to Makuku. It's shifting down to the public schools in Ujuelegba and other places. I'm not saying the people that are going to those places are not going to succeed. That's not what I'm saying. But it is what it is. You cannot compare the energy, guys. You cannot compare the network. You cannot compare the knowledge. There are schools in Nigeria that are using British curriculum. And you want to compare the graduates from the people that are still using the 1974 curriculum. Only work. All right. So, assets, guys. Assets. There are people that are using 50% of all their income for assets. Some people are using 30%. Some people are using 70%. Depending on how you can. But instead of you to be strained, for instance, you are still earning little money. You are still earning 1 million and all that. You can start from 10%. It's not going to stretch you. It's not going to make you to start living in survival mode. Because you're already living in survival mode. All right. So start with 10%, 15%, 20%. Between 10% and 20%. Every of your income that comes in, 20%, 15% is for investment, is for acquiring assets. And what is the cheapest and most protective asset you can acquire right now? Land. Land. Oga, the places that they are selling for 4 billion now in Ikoyi and 2 billion in Lekki and in VI, it was once sold for 2 million naira, and today it is sold for 2 billion. A time will come, this 2 billion will become too cheap. In 20 years time, that place might be selling for 100 billion naira, and the person that bought it for 2 billion now or for 4 billion now would have made profit of 90 something billion. Is this not and people will buy it because they need it. The big corporations that want to build their head office in Nigeria, the next Facebook, the next Google, the next Microsoft, they will want to build there because they have the money. They will pay. Guys, that's why you need to buy land now, guys. And let me just take this opportunity to tell you that with 3 million you can get a property right now with documents in Sofco Homes, right? With 3 million naira, property that guaranteed appreciation of 300% in 3 years, guaranteed appreciation of 300% in the next 3 years. Guess what? Whether you buy these properties now or not, 3 years will still meet you. Yes, 3 years will still come. The next 3 years will still meet us. So why not allow time to appreciate the money you have now? All right. What's the second one? Set it as a goal. All right. So I've already touched that. Set you becoming an investor as a goal. Now remember that we are talking about how to make 10 million naira, right? I'm going to wrap it up with the next 2 points, or the next 3 points. No, the next 2 points. How you can make that 10 million naira with the money you have right now. And yes, there is a minimum requirement. Of course. You cannot fly Delta Airline direct to US from Lagos without a minimum requirement. There's a minimum fee. There's a minimum fee, guys. Every stage of life, every door, every opportunity has a minimum requirement. So you should be going for the ones that are available to you, and this one is available to you right now. All right. So now, why I'm talking about setting it as a goal is because people don't set important things like this as goals. And let me tell you, any goal that you have not written down is a wish, and it will disappear from your memory just like smoke disappears from a kitchen. Get what I'm saying? Any goal you did not write down, and research says that only 4% of people write down their goals, and that is why the remaining 96% serve them. Only 4% of people write down their goals. This research was done in the United States of America. It was only 4% of all people write down their goals. And if you think it's a lie, did you write your goals? If you wrote your goals this morning, put it in the comment section. Just say, I wrote my goals this morning. Let's see. And if you didn't, say, I will begin from now. If you didn't, just write in the comment section, I will begin from now. All right? You need to write your goals down, guys. The reason you have to do that is because of how our minds work. Our mind works with what we are seeing and what we write. So when you write your goals down, it sends a message to your mind that this thing this person is writing, or this thing this person is saying, is very important. That's why he's writing it down. And what makes this goal to become active and on top of your mind is that you are writing it every day. You don't just write it today and you don't know where the book is. No. Successful people, go and ask them. They will tell you that they write their goals every day. All right? So set it as a goal. I will acquire 3 plots of land in 2025. I will acquire 3 plots of land. In fact, there is a new way that goals are now written now, which is you are appreciating God, or you are being grateful that you have achieved the goal. That's a crazy hack, and it was released by some psychologists, and that's what, in fact, I do that. So you say, I am grateful that I got 3 plots of land this year 2025. You see? So and the reason psychologists gave that is because they said that your mind doesn't know when you are faking something and when it is real. Now let me prove that to you. If somebody can be very happy, you can be very happy, and then you remember a very sad event that happened some years ago, and what happens is that as you remember that event, the person becomes sad at that minute. But nobody beats the person at that time. The person didn't lose anything at that moment, but just the memory, just the picture that played in the person's mind. That is how your mind gets excited when it has the picture of what your goal, and it is as if you are telling your mind that you have already acquired this. Your mind will take that as its new position, and because your reality, your outside reality must match with your inside reality, it is going to make sure that that thing happen physically. All right, that's how the mind works. That is why anything you keep thinking about, and you are always seeing it in your mind and in your dreams and in your visions, it used to happen, because your mind will find a way to make it to manifest. All right, so set it as a goal. And another reason you should write it down is that the same scientists say that those 4% that write their goals down, immediately they wrote it down, the possibility of achieving that goal increased by 40%. Like just the act of taking your pen, taking your book, and writing down that goal has increased the chance of achieving the goal by 40%. That means the people that didn't write it down don't have that 40% chance to achieve that goal. All right, so that's the second shortcut. The third one, which is, we are now coming to the money game. So you want to make 10 million naira profits this year, you must be willing to invest at least 5 million to 6 million naira. That's the minimum requirement. All right, because you are now targeting, I know that this is too big, but then I'm using what we have done in our business to talk about this. So this is not a general rule. This is not a general rule. This is not a rule that applies to every industry, every business line, all right, and every economy. So, but this is what we have worked with in the past. Okay, this happened in the last year. There are some of our properties that did 300% last year. Some did 200%, some did 100%, some did 50%, some did 70%. So I now said, okay, if some of these properties did up to 300% in 1 year, that means there is a possibility it can do 200%. And that is you making 10 million naira with a 5 million naira investment. Now, most of the times, it can be a little bit more and it can be a little bit less, but it's better than nothing. All right, let me tell you, 1% plus 1% is better than minus 1%. Plus $1 to you is better than minus $1. That is the power of this, guys. So if you have 5 million naira right now, we have 2 options that you can plug into that is guaranteed. You are going to get 100 to 200%, which is that 10 million naira we are talking about. Which means if you get the property now and sell it in 12 months time, all right, or in December, you are going to get double your investment. All right, and if things go well, exceedingly well in that area, you are going to get 200%. So 5 million gets you 10 million, and in good terms of things, it can get you 15 million, but 100% is guaranteed. All right, so if you have that money, send me a DM right now. Let's plug in. All right, so 10%, 100% is guaranteed in these areas, and you are going to be getting genuine documents. All right, now this offer is very limited. It's not going to last for long. So if you are going to send me a message in the next 24 to 48 hours, we are going to plug you to these options. All right, because it's highly limited. Yes, it sounds too good to be true, but it's available right now. All right, so Now that is for investing in lands with us. But there are other ways you can do that. So if you have a cash flow, if you have a business that is giving you cash flow of let's say 1 million naira per month. All right, let me use 1 million naira per month. Now the business gives you a minimum of 1 million naira per month, and this business has more demand. Remember, more demand. What do I mean by business that have more demand? Business where the demand is greater than the supply. So for instance, you are into selling of salt, for instance, where you are the only one selling the salt. People must use salt. All right, so that kind of demand, the supply is always greater. You will always have people that are asking for it. That's the kind of business I'm talking about. Not business that you are not sure of the demand, or demand is 100% today, and tomorrow is 50%, next tomorrow is 30%, next other day is 0%. No, it's business that have more supply than demand and is consistent. Now you are making 1 million naira from this business every month. That means in 12 months you are short of 12 million. Now, do you know that if you begin to save half of that money, let's say 500,000, as you want for investment, and that means 500,000 in 6 months, you have 3 million, right? If you put in, now you need to save that money for like 4, 5, 6 months so that it will be big. If you put in that money back to that business, it can increase your profit per month to 1.5 million or 2 million. Because of the extra money you have inserted, that extra 3 million you inserted, you will increase your capacity, your production capacity, and the number of customers you are serving per time. So if your profit increase to 1.5 million or to 2 million per month, what happens is that the remaining 6 months you have, instead of you making 1 million, you are making 2 million. 2 million times 6 is 12 million naira. So you have made the 10 million. All right, I'm showing you shortcuts. Some of you have not heard this before. All right, I'm showing you shortcuts. All right, so the shortcuts, this is another shortcut. You save this money, that is, but it's not for every business. There are businesses that are not solvent. Google solvency, business solvency. It is only for businesses that are solvent that this will work for, and businesses that the supply is greater than demand. Take note of what I'm saying, so that you will not come later and say, hey, Mr. Israel said we should invest some money in our business, but the money is not coming. Hear me now. See my hands. My hands are clean. All right. So, that is the 2 options I will give to you. And if you do that, come on, guys, you're going to be better off in December than most of your peers, and many of your friends. You're going to be better than them. All right, and let me give you another secret. Some of your friends are coming through your back to meet us, and they are doing investments, but they are not telling you. And they are the ones lamenting on social media that they have not eaten since yesterday. I used to see them. That's what I'm telling you. So they come and make investments, but they go on social media and say, guy, this economy don't kill me. This and that. Now that you have known, play it wise. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. And if you want to get, we now have, our website will be up in a short time, so that you will see all our listings. But we have semi-detached duplexes. We have duplexes in Lagos State right now. 4 bedroom, 3 bedroom. We have 1 in the mainland, and we have 2 in the island. So if you have needs of houses, send me a DM, and we'll give you what we have. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. I truly appreciate those of you that usually join me. Thank you so much. Thank you. And see you in the next episode of this show. Cheers, guys.